Okay, I know I've been saying in my last few videos, or maybe it was my last couple of videos, I said it in like the last 10 videos I've recorded for this channel, but a majority of them haven't been uploaded because something went wrong, like I said in my previous video. So, but I know I've at least said once or twice that in videos I've uploaded. There's a game I'm planning on getting, but I have to buy it first. I was going to wait till Friday because that's when I get paid, but I got paid early. And, this is it. It's called Thomas Was Alone. I don't know how popular it is, but even though he only has 2 games out that I know of, I'm a huge fan of the creator. It's either Mike Bethel or Mike Bithell, or I'm thinking of the vacuum, the Bissell or Bisel. I I've heard it both ways. So he's either Bithell or Bethel, one of those. Either way, he's really good. This is an amazing game, and he's got another one out. I actually remember when I played this years ago, I looked him up, and he was posting about a new game he was working on. He had like drawings and stuff, like concept art for it. It looked like a kind of like a top-down stealth game, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, just for the concept art. And then when I saw this game, I was like, wait, did he upload the other game? And I looked, and it's called Volume, and it looks amazing, but I didn't get that one. I got this one because I played this one before. I'll get Volume some other time. I can't wait to play that one. But enough talk. I'm gonna play. I haven't played this one in years, but I remember it's basic gameplay, but it's still amazing. It takes a simple idea and just like makes it amazing. You'll see. Let's see if the PS4 version is different than the PC version. The program was a failure. People forget this. It was a massive flop. The coders started adding name strings to the AI as a joke. Thomas wasn't special. It was just an AI in the right place at the right time.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
Wait, did I even say? I did. Yeah, it sounds the same. There we go. No?
To start listing his observations for posterity.
Music still sounds. That's voice. That's what that is. I wasn't really reading it.
1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Ah, I was trying to show that the text realigns itself when you get near the edge. This has kind of something just installed. It's kind of a bad observation, but to me it has kind of a Hitchhiker's Guide feel to it. Like the brilliance of it. Perhaps even the fact that it's a British person speaking.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump. It worked! Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery. A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently. This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable. and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting to suspect.
Got a trophy, Mr. Lonely.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting to suspect.
Ah.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
Oh, there's something up there. Top left. Oh, I can move. Cool. Wait, there are other buttons. This is when, that's when I touch the, oh, this is when I touch the touchpad. Huh. That's probably when you, I don't want to spoil anything.
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No, too obvious. Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided. The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
This isn't the whole game. The, Thomas isn't alone for long. Basically, like the first 10 or so levels is this tutorial, essentially.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Submitted hundreds of bug reports. I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts. More than one AI was bound to be spawned into an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point. That little error changed everything.
Chris took an immediate
Ah.
and deep dislike to his skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
That would be my alarm. Anyway, back to the game. And I was right. The touch button, you swipe back and forth. Swipe right.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Not actually technically graceful, it's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Oh.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
I can't jump with. Oh, they keep switching them.
Great, great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
See how they're just shapes, but they have personality?
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Oops.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Yep. Pretty much my only complaint with this game is sometimes the jump button doesn't work.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
I'm so confused. If it wasn't so bad at jumping, the only thing I could think of is the thing I've tried. This, and then... But... Wait. Ha! Haha! No, I'm an idiot. That took me way too long.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway? John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome.
Ha!
Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch, to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he practiced in the mirror all these years.
I'm used to Super Mario Run. You just automatically jump over gaps like that.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys. He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
I have some questions. How is John clapping? I mean, how is Thomas clapping? And how is John making faces in the mirror?
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John. This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph. Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
See how they're individual shapes, but they have their individual personalities. It's really interesting. The initial group possessed simple variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable. As the era spread, these variations became increasingly extreme.
So, this was how Claire would die. She knew it would happen eventually. She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order. The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed. Wait, what? Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realized she had superpowers. She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion. If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower. Right, fear not, my skinny friends, for I am Claire, and I will save you. Claire needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible. Claire was rubbish. Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive. As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Hopefully it won't take any.
Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick.
Okay. I was wrong. I need to restart.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment.
This one's frustrating.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
Oh, it's already rising. That was a good beat there.
The water began to rise. Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Alright, let's do this.
Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick.
Aw.
Or was she more the lone Avenger type? She liked that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water. The others told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here. Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult.
And I sneezed. If that wasn't obvious. It's a techno song. Oh.
Claire probably needed a nemesis. A villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear. Chris was the most obvious choice. He seemed stroppy enough, and his jump was so pathetic that it conveniently avoided Claire's insecurities. Yes, Chris. Diabolical Chris. The fiendish Christopher. Chris gone? Was he off somewhere? Plotting Claire's downfall? If Claire was honest, and she had to be because she was a superhero, this was a troubling turn of events. Still, there were reasonably sized bodies of water to cross.
I thought it's at an angle. That looks kind of cool.
Moving platforms over water, eh? Claire's newly heightened senses told her that there were multiple paths across with various possible configurations of the little posse.
Oh, if you keep the jump button pushed in, she jumps. Oh, right.
They were doing really well. Claire hoped she could get them all across. John was fully aware he could do this alone. Thomas hoped he'd never have to.
I just did an Elmer Fudd laugh. This is easy, but I'm having trouble.
Claire was alone, which was odd, because she wasn't meant to be alone. She needed to be where there were rectangles to save. Being the only superhero in a given space kind of defeats the object. Spikes? That was new. Claire avoided them. She decided they were most likely her kryptonite. Not the rubbish red kryptonite either, the proper radioactive green stuff.
Oh, we're red kryptonite. Aha, got it. The same level.
Wow. Deja vu. The world was repeating. And this time Thomas was here. Claire felt something had gone wrong. There was a disturbance in the force. Something had altered the matrix. The world was reacting to their progress. It was amassing its forces. It was plotting against them. Claire finally had a nemesis.
Knew that was gonna happen. It's raining me! You think I know that by now? Don't jump. Or is it right there? Ah. I have an idea. Ha ha ha. Took advantage of the respawn. I built protections into the system. When overlaps occurred, the world generated a splinter to remove the unwanted additionals. It's like a white blood cell. It investigates, it captures, and it removes from play. But I'm going to end this video here. I went through 3 stages, or 3 sets of stages. I don't know if they call them on here. Scenario. I went through 3 scenarios. Spawn. I went through the 0, 1, and 2. And now I'm on 3. There are, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I also, I don't know if, it might just be an extra level. Cause I bought, then there's an add-on level with like 10 extra levels. There's an add-on scenario that I purchased, and I think it might be, that one, I don't know. You might have to actually beat it to get to it. What is it called? It's like Benjamin's Struggle or something like that. Let's see, I bought it. Thank you for your purchase. I'm looking at my emails. I didn't even check it. Thomas was alone. Oh, what? It didn't send me an email for the other one either, I don't think. Oh, wait, maybe they put them on one email? No, I didn't buy them at the same time. I bought this, and then I realized there was an add-on, so I bought that like a few minutes later. I didn't get an email for the other. Wait. Oh, I have to. I use the inbox from Gmail, and it groups emails with the same headline or title or whatever together. I had to tap the one below it. It's called Thomas was Benjamin's Flight. Thomas was alone. Benjamin's Flight. Add-on content. It's like 10 extra levels or something like that. It might be this. gonna get there the natural way. I'll do it later. Anyway, I'm gonna end this game now. In this video now, and yeah, this is fun. After I'm gonna record myself playing this. It's actually a really easy game. First time I played it, I beat it in an afternoon. And so, I mean, I could probably sit and just play it through in one video, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna play probably 3 at a time, or 2 at a time, or just play until I feel like it. That you know, normal. But after this, I want to play Volume. I mean, it'll be my first time playing it. I've never played it. I just found out. I found out he finished it the other day. I mean, I figured he had, because it'd been years since I've seen the concept art. I'm glad to see he's still around because he's really talented. I haven't followed on Twitter. On this, it says to follow him on Twitter. I don't know if it has it. I'll put his Twitter in the description, but I'll go ahead and read it here. I'm opening the Twitter app on my phone. Ellen Rose. Every time I open my Twitter app, it's either Ellen Rose or Philip DeFranco or Matt Pat at the very top. What does her tweet say real fast? Lots of people have been giving me the heads up that Valnet Inc. has been using. Oh yeah, I read that earlier. That's messed up. Basically someone was calling her a poser, or like implying that she was a poser. But anyway, Mike. B-I, not N-I. He has 49.3 thousand followers. Blah. I suck at spoken. We're so nice that we're keeping Subsurface Circular on sale for a bit. Oh, so I guess he has more games. Wait, he has... There's a picture of the angry video game nerd. Wait, okay, while I'm here, I'm gonna look and see what other games he has, because I've only seen the 2. Because I was only looking in the PlayStation Store. Games. Wait, no, these are not his games. Subsurface Circular, I think it's one of his. And I can't read this. I'm not used to the mobile version of the Steam site, so I can't understand what this is saying. Regardless, I will add a link in the description to his Twitter and to his shop in Steam and like any other site I come across, because this guy's really talented. I don't know if he built this game on his own. Actually, you know what? If he did this on his own, it's talented. I know he didn't do the voice or the music. The music is also amazing. Danny Wallace is also the narrator on Volume. And as soon as he started talking in the trailer, I was like, oh, it's the same guy. Ideal for level 2.4. Yeah, see, there's his Twitter. Okay, so I don't know if he's thanking them because they worked on it, or like because they contributed something, but hello to everyone who cheers me on Twitter. Hey, that's me. Well, I mean, I sent him a tweet long ago when I first played the game. Everyone missed off this list, which is everyone in the world. Anyway, this video's probably gone too long. I feel weird cutting off the credits, but I always assume this guy made it on his own. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Maybe those people contributed ideas or fan art or something. But either way, this guy is really talented. Even if he just came up with the idea for it and designed like the base game, and everyone else kind of like polish it. This guy's talented, and I like supporting talented people, so I bought the game, and I'm gonna buy volume when I beat this. Technically, I bought Thomas's Alone twice because I bought it on Steam years ago. Unless it was one of the free games. It might have been one of the free games because it was a while. They had like, I don't know if they do Freedom Fridays or if it was Duratha, or there was another. There was another site that was like Steam, but it was like specifically for indie developers. It was called like Durtha or Durashatha or whatever. It was kind of like Netflix and Hulu. They're not really competitors. They're just like companions. I had them both, and one of them has something called Freedom Fridays, where they have like, I'll just have like every Friday they have 4 games available for free. And Thomas Was Alone might have been one of those. I know I have it on Steam, so if they're not the ones that do Freedom Fridays, then I bought it. But I definitely bought this one, so yay for supporting indie developers. Anyway, like I said, this video's gone on long enough, and I'm going to end it here.